Welcome to my gully. This is where I was born, in poor humble family. Grow in a village, studied in government ZP school. My father did farming for 50 long years. To help and support my family for our survival, I did all farming works in my childhood along with my brother and sister. Completed schooling from my village and engineering from district in 2005. Being an average student, I was not selected in college campus. So I moved in Pune city and started searching for my job. My family condition was not good to provide me pocket money. So I decided to earn my own. I started selling SIM cards, Oxford dictionaries, water park tickets, and work in a call center just to earn my bread and butter when I was searching for my job. I struggled 3 long years with this situation and failed in so many job interviews. My dream was always to work in IT industry, but being an electronics engineer, I was scared of computer programming. So I chose software testing to enter into IT industry. My 3 years of struggle and continuous learning brought me an opportunity, and finally I got a job in top MNC. I started my professional career in 2008, but after working 4 to 5 years, I realized I'm not getting into the calls and every company was asking for automation testing. So I learned and mastered automation testing. It's been 15 years now. I work on different automation testing tools and techniques like Selenium, Cucumber BDD, REST Assured, APM, Silk Test, and now Playwright. As I'm having strong foundation on automation testing, this is my second opportunity to work as a QA manager on a crucial assignment here in London, United Kingdom. It's been 1.5 years now. I'm here in London. Till day, I help 100 plus manual testers. They got good results in terms of salary hike and new job offers. I'm glad to see you took first step to come out of your comfort zone, shown courage to learn and upgrade yourself as per current IT industry's requirements. I'm glad you concerned and conscious about your career, your dreams and your vision. You made a right choice at the right time because today's IT industry is all about automation and artificial intelligence and not for manual testing. I want to congratulate you for your kickstart of automation testing career. I am 100% sure you will achieve your dreams with right guidance and direction. For me, you all are dream achievers. You already took bold steps and started learning most demanding IT skill as of today. So, dream achievers, let's start with 15 plus years of IT experience, founder of Biomat Automation and author of the book Riding the Success Wave and Pune's number one automation testing mentor.
Hi all.
Hello, hi Rahul.
Hello.
Yeah,
How are you
Rahul.
guys?
We are good.
Able to hear me clearly? No.
Yes, today
Yeah.
good holiday.
Good. Good. Right. So not having much. We got only four of you there in the meeting. Not sure like rest of the guys are enjoying their holiday. I think so. Yeah. All right. So got chance to go through the recordings. Anyone?
Yes. I've executed the code.
Mm-hmm.
Except test ng, everything is working fine. Like with Java, it is working fine. Because as you have said that the test ng was already there into your machine
Right.
and it's not there on ours. So only
Right. Right.
that part that I have commented out, rest is working fine.
Right. 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 So you need to configure the test engine so that like you will be able to use it in your day-to-day execution. All right. So today, we're gonna go and see about the what we learn, right? So as an automation tester, when you say I need to work on this particular profile, so what should you know and like what should be your ultimate goal uh, after completion of the training program from anywhere? What should you know and like how it should be at the end, right? So I'm going to go and show you the thing, right? That is something which is you should be aware of uh, in order to portray yourself or say as a yes, I am an automation tester, right? So that is something which is very important. If you are someone who is near about 3 years of experience, right? Up to 3 years of experience, then scripting is okay. Okay, let me present. I guess you able to see my desktop, yeah? I already presented, yeah? So,
Yes.
what I'm doing is I'll just go over to the, okay, so real-time frame. Okay, so this is what, just give me a minute. So this is for the real-time framework. There are so many. So I'll go with the latest one. This is for the latest one. Here we have couple of things available, right? So you can see here, I'll directly jump to the test cases. Right. So let's take an example. If you are having approximately, or near about 3 years of experience, then the expectation from you guys is to write the test cases only. Yeah. So your team leader will never gonna go and expect from you to get into the other details, right? So what this thing is all about, what these pages are all about, right? What these listeners are about, right? What their purpose is, right? So what is the test base is doing here, right? So what these utilities are doing here, right? What is their motto? Probably you understood the motto, then how do we do it? How do we design it? So these all things are not coming in your bucket. So major role is what you need to just leverage what is there in this framework, like how it's been designed, what they are doing. So you just need to make use of all this stuff together, and you need to write the scripting. You need to write this thing. You need to create the test cases, and then your job is done. So if you are in the range of up to 3 years, right, that's is something which is there. But as you cross 3 years, if when you are saying I'm in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years of experience, then expectation is changing as per your experience, right? So then like your team lead is gonna go and expect you should know about this particular stuff, what this thing is about, common method, right? How we can go and design it, what are different things we want over here, right? How we design this fluent pattern, all those, there are so many elements over here, right? So couple of covered over here, but there are, the list is go on and on your real platform, right? When you hit the floor, this list is goes on and on. On the second hand, like over here, you can see the data manager. This is something purely the Java based code, and this thing is probably you may or may not get to design or develop. But your the team lead will gonna go and do this thing for you guys. But if you are experienced near about 5 years or more than that, so this is something where he or she will gonna go and expect from you to as a helping hand. Yeah, just help him or her, right, to get this thing done. Or if there is some, uh, enhancement or improvement, right? Or if there is some where we need to some kind of maintenance, right? So over there, like the expectation is from you, you can just go ahead and try to understand, try to debug it, try to make it out, try to correct it out, try to maintain it out, or add some enhancement there, right? Implement something new in there. That is something is expecting from you, right? And like if you are more than that, 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, then expectation is completely right. You need to be in a position to design the automation flow altogether, right? So you should know all these components, what are these components and how to derive these components, how to integrate this component together, right? How to create, where to create, when to create, right? And how to integrate those together. These all are the different expectation. And if you cross 10 and above, then your role will be architecture, right? So you will gonna go and design what kind of framework you're gonna go and work on, right? What is your project structure? Which toolings you will gonna go use? Will be using a Selenium, we will be using Cucumber, we will be using APM. There are so many things available. So based on your project availability requirement, so your role change. Based on your experience, your role change.
Rahul, I was just late a little bit. So what we had seen today till now?
Sorry.
I was just late little bit. तो अब तक आपने क्या करवाया?
So okay, so we were just discussing like what this framework is all about, right? And like how we're gonna go and what are different components of this particular framework, how we're gonna go and learn and the importance of these components. That is what we were discussing till the time,
Okay.
right? So that's the um so we are going one by one, yeah. So this is something what based on your experience level, like at what level you are, based on your experience levels, we were discussing like based on your experience level, your role will gonna go and change. That is what we are discussing. Yeah. Um, Again over here we do have some couple of things there. Taste data, screenshots, runners, property files. All these are expected if you are above 7 and above years, right? So you should be in a position to design the framework for your team from scratch. If the framework is already available there, right? There are some projects where the framework is already designed. Then you should be someone who is gonna go and lead your team, to guide them, right? With the help of this framework, how we can go ahead further, how you can automate the test cases. If there is some enhancement, you need to be in a position to enhance that framework. If there is some missing, some part is missing, if some utilities are missing, so you should know and you need to design and develop those utilities there, right? That is something which is expected based on your experience level. So I'll quickly go over all the components available over here, right? So that like you should get some idea what these all components about. So starting from like we will gonna go and learn about the basics, right? This is all are the basics of the automation, right? Right, starting from the calculator program, yeah. So we do have a couple of programs here like calculators, drag and drop, get all links, hello world, keyword event, login, mouse or operation, multiple menu selections, right? Radio button selection, drop down box selection, how to select value from the drop down, tabs and windows, right? Right? When we deal with the banking, so like most of the banking applications, when we click on the login button, it opens on new tab, right? It will not open on the same tab. Then how do we deal with that? So if you go on the shopping sites, so we do have menu inside the menu, sub menus are there, right? How to deal with that? Alerts, slider. There are so many things to learn. Yeah. So these are something which is basics. We need to learn how we're gonna go and deal with that. So once this is done, then like we do have something over here, right? The utilities, different utilities, right? So this is what the utilities we created over here, right? How to use the test ng, how to use the access modifiers, right? So there are some how to use the Excel file, how to read and write data with the help of Excel file. Explicitly wait, how to use to handle the synchronization, right? Page synchronization, right? So waiting time, how many times we need to wait to load the page, to load any particular web elements, right? That's there. And you guys know, right, the OOPS concepts there, right? You might have heard about this abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, inheritance, right? This is purely the Java-based Java concepts. So we need these concepts to be learned to prepare ourselves for the interview, as well as we need to implement those concepts in our framework. So if you just look at over here, so we have some inheritance implementation over here. So this is called as the inheritance relation, right? So how to do that, where to do it, how to use it, right? There are some couple of things available there. Yeah. So that's there. So we're gonna go and learn about this thing. Again, this is access modifier. Now, what do you mean by access modifier? So you can see over here public class, right? Public void. Sometimes you may able to see public static void. So this is what it is called as the access modifiers. So this is gonna go and define the level of accesses you should have. You should be giving to your classes, your methods, your variables, and your parameters. Yeah. So that is something how this access modifiers will gonna go and define their availability. All right. So when I'm saying public, that means it's available to entire world, right? So those are different types of available. We do have private, protected, right? So there are different access modifiers available. So that's the basic stuff. We need to understand this to get into the automation world. So once we are good with this, then we need to jump on the framework design. Yeah. So over here again, Java classes, we do have different pages here. Pages as in like we know, right? We do have the home page. So as soon as we navigate to any XYZ website, let's take an example. I'm over here in Jenkins. So this is what is home page. If I go to the Selenium, website, so this is what is home page. So very first page. As soon as I launch and navigate to any website, This is what is landing page, or you can call it as a home page, right? Over here, this is something what is home page. So we do have the different pages available, right? This is what is home page. So in each and every website, we do have some home pages, right, or the landing pages. So all each and every website is what is a combination of different pages altogether, right? So if I click on this product, if I click on this test cases, this is different pages. If I click on this contact us, this is again a different page. Yeah. So each website is a bunch of or a collection of different pages designed by the web developers. Yeah. So they usually design this thing pattern and they connect with each other, and we do get some navigation like over here to navigate to those pages. If we click on that, so we will gonna go and redirect to that particular page. You can see the URL is changing over here. Now it's product. It was like test cases previously. Yeah, likewise. So that is what the pages is all about. Now, how to deal with that? Yeah, how to deal with that? How what these classes are doing over here with the help of those pages. How to identify these, the web elements, and how to create this page factory. This is called as a page factory, right? So I mentioned, right, we will be never hard coding anything there. So everything will be parameterized. So how to create this parameterization, how to create this link, right? How to create these connections there. That is something which is we need to learn about in the pages. Then taste base, this class is something which is what the heart of the framework, right? Or the engine of the framework, right? So this class is having everything in it. You can see starting from the WebDriver, configuration, Excel file, right? Everything. Home page is here. Your hash table data, taste data is also here. So this is something the global configuration, right? The heart of the framework, right? Or the engine of your framework, where we will design each and everything. We will define everything here which is needed for our subject. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Zoom got stuck for some time. So I thought like it disconnected or all right. So that's there. Yeah. So this is what the taste base, right? So which that is nothing but the heart of the the framework, or the um the engine of the frame. That's there. So you can see the taking screenshot and all those things here, closing the browser, right? You might have seen like ChatGPT gave us like in the form of after method, somewhere there before suit kind of annotations, different annotations we need to use there before method. So this is something what a test engine comes into the picture. So we'll need to understand all these things. And this is something which is you will be able to understand, right? The test cases. So how to design, right? What this data provider data collection is all about. So we're going to go and fetch data from our Excel file. So this is what data provider, it will going to go and read data from our Excel file. Where is our test data? This is what our test data file. So if I just go here in the test data file, I'm showing system explore. So this is what our test data file, where we will be collecting test data for our test cases. Yeah, likewise. So this is what our test case is. From this Excel file, we are controlling the execution. Which test case I want to execute, right? So among this, let's take an example. I do have as of now over here only 5 test cases. Let's take an example. If I have 100 test cases over here, so over here I can just select the drop down which I want to execute. So whatever test case I mark it as yes, only those test cases will gonna go and run in our framework. We do not need to go to framework and do any changes there. So you can control that, from here. Again, the type of test case. So we can, segregate the test cases based on our type. If I want to execute only regression, I just gonna go and say regression there, and I'll mark all test cases yes and trigger my suit. So it will only run the regression test cases. Yeah, it will not run the another test case. So that mechanism we have to implement, and then we will be go ahead with. And this is what our test data based on our test cases. This is what our test data. So it's user defined, how many test data you want to enter here. You can, it's a free hand been given utility design over here. Just add your field here and go on and on and on. There is no limit. Yeah. So whatever you want to enter, you can just enter there and it will pick from this Excel file and enter into your test cases when we are running our regression pack. That's the sorry.
So this is
That's
the
the
data driven or keyword driven? Data driven.
no, this is the hybrid frame. It's a combination of the data driven and then the keyword. So whatever you are seeing over here, these all are the keywords, right? So we created verify page title over here. So we created these methods over here, and data is kept into the Excel file. So that's
Excel
it.
file we can select the XPath. On the basis of that XPath we can put it the value, and on the basis of that value it can put it like a form, login page and something like that.
Where you want to put the expert?
No, I'm just wanted to know that the Excel in which we have created the keywords inside the XPath we can put it, or on the basis of that XPath we can put it a value.
Not really. We are not entering keywords over here, but we are having only the test data. That is something the keyword driven framework, which was, we were using near about 10 years back. Now no one is using that. Because there are so many chances. It's 90% chances your Excel will corrupt. So that's what it was not a good idea in the market. Yes, that was there in the market, but now it's wiped out. No one is using keyword drivers or a plain data driven. Everyone is migrated to the hybrid framework where we have the combination of both data and then the keywords with the help of page factory here. So this is what I shown you, right? The page factory, how to create that. So that is what probably, yeah, this is what the page factory. We need to create this page factory here so that this element XPaths will be created as a variables there. That's there. And then configuration, global configuration, where we're gonna go and enter all the details of the website we are working on, right? The browser, which browser I want to learn, your application URL. If you have dev test UAT URL, that's there. If you have some username password, you can enter here. If you have some credit cards to perform the transaction, dummy cards, so we can enter here and we can pick this information from this configuration file so that we do not need to go and ask this again and again. If I want to run on the Edge browser, I just need to change here as a Edge and my all test cases will run on the Edge browser. If I want to, run on any different environment, I just can use this variable in my test cases and it will run on that particular environment. So that's what the flexibility we need to have in our frame. That's what this configuration file is all about. Then test engine runner, here what we will gonna go and collect all test cases here, right, in the form of this test engine, and it will run. And screenshot, data we discussed. Maven dependencies, right? Whenever we are adding all, the dependencies, right? We do not need to download any jar files, but your dependencies will be marked over here, right? This is something which is very important. Form.xml file. So we need to add all these jar files over here to make our framework, right? To work our framework as per the expectation. You can see the Selenium jar file test ng over here, Apache POI jars to read Excel file, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's that. So we need to add this thing here, and then it will come as a Maven dependencies, and we will be able to get all jar files here to execute our. Yeah, so it will be picked up in this particular. So this is what how the higher level, how to create, how to integrate, how to execute. For that, we need a minimum of 3 months of period, near about 25 to 30 sessions to understand all these things in together and to design and develop. Yeah. So you will be designing this by your own at your workstation, right? So I'm here to guide you how to do that, right? So you are the one who is gonna go and design it by your own. Yeah. So if you want to see how this is going, how this is running, how this is happening, so we're gonna go and run it once over here, and then we'll run it from the Jenkins as well. So this is what our test data file. We can see This is where our test data file, where I mark some of the test cases as a Y, right? So over here we have register user is a yes, then second test case as no, third as yes, this again no, and this again yes. So out of 5, we have 3 yes and 2 no's, right? So now whenever I run this framework, so you can see only 3 test cases will gonna go and run, and these 2 test cases will skip, as we are saying I don't want to execute those test cases. We set the run mode as a no over here. So that's what these test cases will be out from the execution. That is what it will gonna go and do, right? Uh, when I'm running the program. All right. So keep your eyes on the desktop. And let me execute it, and then like you'll be able to see. Don't want to make any changes. That's fine. So that's there. We do have 2 ways to execute this, as this is the the hybrid framework page object model design pattern. We design it with the help of page object model. So either I can run it with the help of this pom.xml. I can right click. I'll be able to get run as. I'll be able to get all options here. That's the one way. Second thing is what I can go to my project level over here, right? Again, I can right click and I'll say run as. I'll be able to get my options here. Yeah. So over here, we are using the Maven as a build tool. So this is something which is the Maven project. So we do have a couple of commands here to go with. So very first thing is what I need to clean my project, Maven clean. So when I'm doing Maven clean, what it's gonna do is, so you can see some folder structure here at the bottom, right? SRC, target, test, output. This folder has been created by the Maven for his understanding. He will compile our code base and he will make out his own understanding to execute, right, the framework, right? He will not understand our language completely, but yes, the Maven will gonna go and compile it based on the programming language, and it will create its own repository in the project so that it will compile and run based on the configuration given there. So that's what is creating this repository here. And you can see in target, we do have a couple of folders as of now. Now, when I run the Maven clean, it will gonna go and clean this structure, and it will recompile and create a new folders here when I'm executing it. Yeah. So once I executed the Maven clean, you won't see any file, any folder rather available in this particular target folder. That is what it will gonna go and do. So let me run it. I can run it from file as well. Run as, I'll say Maven clean. So if my execution is pass, if my build is success, then it will gonna go and wipe out all previous execution history from its there. So it's doing that. You can see it's deleting something, right? So it clean. So build success, it deleted that particular stuff and we won't be able to see it. So let me go ahead and refresh the project. And see the target is empty now. I don't have anything in the target, right? It's empty. Previously, it was 4 folder available there. So Maven it cleaned the entire history from execution history. And now if I run it, it will start the fresh execution there. So again, run as a Maven test. Yeah. So we need to execute this goal there. Maven test. So I started it, and then soon it will launch the browser and will execute the test cases. So probably let me minimize this for is compiling, changing, detected the changes. You can see copying, compilation is going on. It's compiling the code. Once this is done, now it started the execution. See, running test suite. Config file, configuration file loaded. It loaded the configuration file, test data file loaded. It's reading the test data. It read the test data for this particular test case. Here is what the test data got from the Excel file,
Hello.
and it did launch the
Hello.
Chrome there.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Yeah, guys, please go on mute if you are not speaking.
No. हाँ तो क्या है? हाँ.
Right? So it's executing the test cases there. It's filling the form,
સારું કઈ
doing its
વાંધો
job.
નહીં.
It executed one test case, is running the second one.
સારું વાંધો નહીં હાલો ભાભી મને સેમિનાર આવે તો નિરાતે વાત
Guys,
કરશું.
please go on mute if you are not speaking.
હા હા કઈ વાંધો. બસ ઈ બાર છે મારે ઓલું સેમિનાર આવે ને હું અહીંયા બેઠી છું. હા હા ચાલો.
You can mute Rahul then.
Now the execution going on. So I cannot do that. If I did that, it will, disturb the execution, else I would have done. So we cannot disturb the machine when the execution is going on, because it's been controlled by the Selenium. So if you do manual operation there, so it's conflict with the thing. There is high chances to fail the test cases. Okay. It's still running, not showing any error, but just stopped here. Maybe some glitch there. We did some changes in the test data file. No, right? We didn't save them. Okay, let me terminate this and let's try it again. Let me try it again. Run as clean. Success. Text. Compiling. See, this is the challenge with the Selenium, right? Not only Selenium, whenever we are using the free tool, right? Sometimes this changes. This you may face this kind of challenges, right? So uh, that's what we need to deal with this thing, you know. So usually, it happens. But like with the paid tool, we may not face these challenges. Yeah, let's see if it is because I just ran it. It was running. Not sure what went wrong. So it was stuck at the second test case. Let's see. At least if we get some error message, we will be able to figure it out what went wrong. But it's not showing error message as well. Let's see. It did enter the credentials. This is what the second test case. Yeah. Yeah. So probably I did automated only this till this point, not the complete one, and it's executing the third one. See, this time it worked. Let's see. Let's see. Right? So build success. Yeah. So that's there. So we got there, build success, and like we ran our test cases, total 11 test cases is mentioning there, right? And we got some skip there. So 8 methods got skipped. So we got this report here. Yeah. So on the console, right? So now if I don't go with this because it's showing you the methods available there. There are so many methods available. That's what this will not be a correct report. So we got we will be getting the test engine report there, but you can see over here, this is test data for one test case, test data for second test case, you can see Chrome launch 2 times, and then this is what the Chrome launch 3 times, right? 3 test cases, yeah. So out of 5, 3 ran. So let's go ahead and check in our execution report. Where it is? Here it is. Go in System Explore. Let's see. So we'll be not looking into the on the console, but this is what we need to present to our management, right? The execution report. So the latest one is what? This is for the latest one, yeah, 2138. So that is what the latest one. So let me open this execution report. Here we go, right? 3 test cases, register user, and this one, right? All 3 test cases over here with pass and fail and information and what we did and what not, right? So if I go to dashboard, I'll be able to see the pie chart there, right? The date and time of the execution, how many test cases were there, right? Right. So what is the result? 3 test cases pass, right? We'll be able to see pass and fail over here. You can see the pass and fail count as well, right? So pass test case, 0 test case fail, skip, and all those things you'll be able to see, right? So we need to generate this kind of extend report. It is called as the extend report. We can give the name whatever as per our regression pack is all about. So regression execution report. So whatever you want to see, you want to say the correct name or the valid name. So we can add this name. This is a user defined field. We can change it based on the configuration, and you get the time and all those stuff there, right? So this is what is running on my machine, right? On my physical machine there. Now, how we can run it on the what we can say that the cloud or on the over the Jenkins. How we can do it on the Jenkins, right? With the help of Jenkins rather, right? So for that matter, what we need to do is we need to, push our code. We need to have this code into server, right? Or some another repository, right? So from where the Jenkins will gonna go and fetch the code. So let me log in into it. This is what the Jenkins and like where I'll create it, the different, the job here. So this is what all the jobs being available here. This is what my last job for the batch 17. So thus there, you will be able to understand how to create these Jenkins jobs and how to integrate it. Yeah. And then we do have the repository where we have this code base. You can see this is what my GitHub repository, right? Where we will be having this code base available there. Yeah. So from here, we'll be able to get this code. Jenkins will gonna go and pull the code from here, right? So I created it for the different, the students, right? We got some students there, so I created branches for them. So from here, it will gonna go and pull the code, and then it will gonna go and run it for the with the help of Jenkins. Yeah. So this is what we can go ahead and create the configuration. Yeah. And then um, if I just go ahead here, right? If I just go ahead and if I say build now, so it will gonna go and trigger the next build. You can see there are 4 builds available. So we can do these changes automatically as well. Yeah. So it will trigger the build automatically as well. So if you want to see that, we can do that as well, right? So do you want to see how automatically it will trigger the build, or you want me to trigger it manually?
Both.
Both. Okay, we'll do the both, no worries. So let's do it.
Because when will you do it manually? Then we can understand the proper pipeline that how can it become.
So it's simple, like if you want to use the manually, you just need to click on this button, build now. Or if I go over here also on the dashboard, you also have that button here. You can see the play button. You're able to see over here the play button. You just need to click on this play button, and it will, execute those test cases in your Excel file. Like we mark there 3 test cases to execute. So it will execute those 3 test cases, and like based on that result pass fail, it will appear here. So manually is straightforward. There is nothing, difficult in it. So that's that. But if you want to see automatically, so let me go ahead and do something here, some changes. For that matter, we need to do some changes over here, right? We need to push the code, right? We need to push our code into the repository, right? So changes as in, let's take an example. I'm an automation tester. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and create a new test case, right? Let me just go ahead and just do the copy paste. Okay. I'll just copy this. Let's assume I created the new test case here. Yeah, let's assume I created this new test case here. And once my test case creation is done, I'm 100% sure, yes, my test case is valid, correct, and everything is good over there and is being verified. And then what I can do is I'll go ahead. Let me see what is error there. I can see some error. Sure. Let me import it. Yeah. So I imported because I changed the class name. So is didn't import pulled it automatically. Now there is no error. So let's take an example. I created this new test case. Yeah, test case number 1, 2, something like that. And I'm sure about, yes, my test case is running and like I'm done with the assignment given to me. Now what I need to do is I won't be keeping this thing with me, right, at my desktop. How my team lead or my team member will be notified, yes, I did something. For that, what I need to do is I need to push this code into the GitHub, right over here in this repository over here. Then only he or she will be able to understand, okay, yes, Rahul did some work, right? And he has to approve, right? Who is your team lead or your team, manager who is managing that Git repository, that individual is going to go and review it and approve it. So once that is done, then only you will be able to, say that, yes, the work has been done. But now how do we do it? So I'll show you and it will trigger our pipeline as well as soon as we are done with this thing. Yeah. So here the Git comes into picture. So I'll go here, and what I can do is I'll right click. You also need to understand what is Git, how to use it, how to deal with that, right? Git bash here. Now, what is this main? What are these all commands all about? You will learn it, right? So I'll say git status. So if I'm saying git status, it will showing me what are different changes are there in my code. So this is what all changes are there in my code. So I added something, I modified something, I deleted something. There will be all history available over here, right? So whatever I did in this framework is coming over here. Now in untracked file, you'll be able to see our file. This is what we just created. Yeah. So this is mentioned as untracked. This is not a track, right? We need to track this file. Yeah. So there are something again in the HTML code and all those stuff. So we are not dealing with that, but yes, we are dealing with this as of now. You can understand only these things. This is something which is we created. Now what we need to do is, so we need to add this file. So I can say the git add, and I'll add everything there, right? I just added dot there. So you're gonna go and add everything in your repository. Yeah. And then I'll say git commit -m. I'm gonna go and say added new test case. Okay, so I added new test case there. Test case number 12, and I can write my test case number there, right? So this is what my test case is been added there. So if I just say now again git status, I'll be able to see everything in there. Right. So now if when I say git status, right, your branch is added with all these things, and I don't have anything to add there. So everything is okay. Now the next things comes into picture. Now, as soon as I fire next command there, right? So let me prepare the ground for that so that you guys will be able to understand it, right? So this is what fourth build ran on 9th April. So if I push, if I, next command, with the help of next command, as soon as I fire the next command, we need to wait for 1 minute there. Yeah. So after 1 minute, you can see something, a build number 5 will be triggered over here, right? If that push, if that command succeed. Yeah. So let's do it. Git push. That's it. We are good. Command executed properly. And what it does, it push this code into the our Git repository. I'll show you there as well. But you need to keep your eyes over here now. Hmm? See, it did started. That is what it started it automatically. Yeah. So if I go over here, if I go to the console output, there is what it pulled the code from here. Yeah, this is what the URL. It pulled the code from there, and it started the execution. Yeah, and it will do the execution same way as we did over here, right? So whatever output was there on this console, yeah, over here, whatever thing was here on the console, the Jenkins will do the same thing over there, but the difference is we won't be able to see the browser launch over here. Jenkins will not keep our system busy. Yeah, this is called as headless browser execution. That's what the beauty of Jenkins, right? See, it's doing the same thing when compiling, right? Compiling 9 resources, is compiling 50 resources there, sources there, is compiling the project. You can see compiling from target classes. The compilation is going on in his repository, Jenkins repository, the Maven repository. Now, once this thing is done, it will start executing the things there, right? So meantime, We'll go over here and we can see our changes. See, let me refresh this thing. See, 3 minutes ago. Yeah. So if I go to SRC test cases, test, here we are in test cases. Here is what our test case. Yeah. Added new test case. This is where we got our test case here. Right. It pushed here and now the Jenkins trigger the job. You see, it did started executing the test cases. Right. But it will not launch browser. It will not disturb anything, right? It is everything is happening over here. See, config file loaded, test data file loaded, and this is what the test data, right? It did picked up the test data from there. Yeah, you can see the test data here as well. Yeah, it just started. It will not disturb you, so that you are free to continue your coding. Right?
So
You are
is
free.
that similar to like CI/CD pipeline
Yes, that's the CI
concept is
pipeline.
same?
That's the CI
Okay.
pipeline. It's a CI
Understood.
pipeline.
Okay.
Right. So it will trigger automatically. And you can see the Chrome browser, Chrome driver is launched. It did launch the Chrome browser. So we can schedule it as well, right? So let's take an example. We got some bid at some particular point, yeah, particular time. So we can schedule that at any particular day, at any particular hour, particular month, whenever you want to schedule, we can schedule that as well. Our build will execute on that particular time. So right, whenever production deployment is going on, right? So is the time is been defined at this particular time, this thing will be happen. So that those all are the scheduler, yeah, and it's been scheduled with the help of Jenkins only, or any for that matter, any CI tool, not only Jenkins. We do have different CI tools available in the market. Jenkins is free, open source. That's what everyone is using Jenkins. We do have different tools. We do have the TeamCity, we do have the Bamboo, we have the CI Circle. Now we got the GitLab as well. Yeah. So these all are the CI tools, CI/CD tools. So that's what. Are we good? Understanding something
Yes.
interesting?
Yeah.
Right. So this is what all means. You really need to learn all this, understand all this, design all this, develop all this. So if you are more than 5 years, so you should know all this stuff together. You should know, right? And then how to use this AI to do, to make our life easy. That is something again the important. Yeah. So we literally do not need to go and code and write and all these things for us. Yeah. So you can take the help of AI always, right? So now, like, gone those days, like where we were going to go and write the code for each and every line. So now we do not need to do that. So just go ahead, ask ChatGPT or for that any AI tool, and we'll get the code, compile it, use it, right? So whatever you need now, like, is just on a fingertip available. It's available on your fingertips now. You do not need to, go in that depth. So over here you can see I just created this utility. You won't imagine how long it took for me to design and develop, right? So this is what it is, right? Data manager and the Excel reader. Yeah. So this was something which is most challenging task for me, but yes, it took so many days to compile, to create, to design, to think, and all those stuff. Right? With the help of this, you can easily take the data, read the data, write the data to and from the XLS file. This is pure Java code, pure Java. Yeah. So it took me the hours, minute, months, more than months. Is almost took me 2.5 months to design this utility. But if you ask the ChatGPT, it will give you within a minute, right? So that's it. But you should understand, right? It will give you
Exactly.
the
So at least UI automation seems at least doable, but when it comes to framework, it always scares me. That is because I didn't know that. Definitely, if I'll get to know that, at least I can handle the basic stuff.
So framework design with the help of AI is quite different, right? So
Hmm.
for that we need to use the different tools of the AI. It will
Hmm.
not be with the help of ChatGPT. We need to use the AI agent for that, and that will
Hmm.
be doing all those stuff for us. So you can see the
Yeah.
build success, and so our execution report is done. So we got the HTML report as well. Yeah, that's it. So, but like whatever you want to know and understand from this, right? So, but you should know this thing manually first, right? How to do it, right? That is something that. So, if you know this, then only you can use this extensively. Go to extend report, you'll be able to see the reports there. This is what our today's now. See, 4, 18, 21, time, 8 times. That's the with the help of Jenkins. So you need to understand this first. You need to create this, leverage this by your own first. And once you are, well versed with this, then you can go ahead and jump into the
Correct.
directly.
First, the concept should be clear. Like, what is framework? What different uh components or details are there? So if we know that, then only I can go ahead and make it with the time saving method and everything.
Absolutely, right? So
Yeah.
that's what, like, first you need to understand how to drive the car. Then you can drive it with 100 speed, 120 speed, 150 speed, based on your capacity. Car will be,
Absolutely.
running with the help of car will be
Yeah.
running with 200 speed as well. But based
Yes.
on your
Yes.
capacity, your concentration, you need to run. You need to drive it, right? So
Absolutely. Yeah.
but you need to know the basics first. Right?
True. True.
That's it.
And yeah.
So are we good? Able to understand? Caught something useful in these 5 days?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely, Rahul.
So you want to learn this in depth, or how you want to go? Or you want to say, okay, this is what enough for me. I'll go back to my area and I'll continue with where I was and where I am. Or you want to upscale yourself.
Definitely wanted to upscale.
Definitely, I want to upscale. Yeah.
Yeah. So shall I consider all you guys are there with me? And shall we start from Monday? Right from basics? Are you okay with learning on the weekends, Saturday, Sunday? How you want to go?
Yeah. What
Daily
will be the
basis?
timings? Timings.
Timing, see, if we are going on the working days, then it will be after the office hours only, same 9 to 10:30. So
Okay.
that, yeah, so that again, like, I'm not sure how much is feasible for everyone. But if it is the weekend, then weekend we can have it on the morning, right? Morning like
Okay.
9 to 11, probably 2 hours on 2 hours Saturday, 2 hours Sunday. We can do that.
But the gap will be, you know, the gap
But
is
that's
more
not the gap.
between days.
That's not
Yeah.
the gap. 5 days are given for you to practice because I know.
Yeah. So that is what I'm saying. That if we'll be having the support on alternate days, no, so it will be easy. Otherwise, what happened if I get stuck?
So
So
you got stuff like you always WhatsApp me. I'm gonna go and create the the group whoever is
yeah.
interesting. So whenever you stuck, just WhatsApp me. Like I'll answer there. If not possible, we'll have a Zoom meeting and we
Mm-hmm.
can have a discussion and we'll sort it out.
Yeah.
So I'll not.
Yeah.
So you don't need to hold till next weekend. No, 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 never. Don't keep the
Mm-hmm.
questions there with you. So
Yeah.
just post your
Makes sense.
question there. Record your session like where you stuck. Send me
Mm-hmm.
the screenshot of your code, or then I'll help you out. You do not need to stay or wait till next session. But you need
Makes
those
sense.
five, yeah. But you need those 5 days session, 5 days time, because I know hardly we can take out 2 hours because we know, right? We all are having the family and office and all those things there. Thrice a
Yeah.
day in office as well. So hardly 2 or 3 hours we can take it out for our learning, and like that's what you can practice out. And then weekends, I'll just as I guided over here. So you just need to sit back, relax, and understand the concept there.
Mm-hmm.
And then on working day, you need to implement. You need to visit the recordings, and you need to implement, replicate same thing at your workstation. That's what the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I believe working the weekends will be the best option. Uh, and then it is up to you, right? If one day if you have some more time, like days are like Sunday is hectic, so you won't miss anything, right? Because like if you have a busy day in the office, then probably you may not be in a mood to come for the sessions, right? So it's always good
Correct.
idea. So it's always good we have that on the weekends, and then like we will have session on the morning so that you will get your entire day free. 9 to 11 we'll conduct our session, and then from 11 to full day it's yours. But
Okay.
you need to dedicate that time for yourself, right?
Yeah.
To
So,
students. That's it.
okay. Yeah.
Rahul, just want to understand, do we have that option that whether we want to be in the alternate days batch or to be in a weekend batch?
Um, See, as of now, I'm running only one batch because I'm also the working professional. So it will be, difficult for me to do both the batches, to run the batches on both days. So that's what, like, I mean, you can understand, like, the working on daily basis, right? Going office and having
Yeah.
session. So it's a bit complicated. So that's what I'm preparing for
So
the
the
weekend.
current batch that's going on, and uh, the batch will with us that will be starting. It will be on weekends itself.
Come again, please.
The batch that is currently going on and the batch that we will be starting up with us. So they are going to be on weekend itself.
I'm planning for the weekend, but like if you all are okay with the working days thrice a day, then we can plan that as well. So if you agree, if you all are saying okay, we'll okay with the thrice a day, thrice in a week, right? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you are okay with that, we can do that as well. So 1.5 hour session, 9 to 10:30. Is that okay? Raise your hand if you guys are okay with that.
Sometimes it's okay, but if any urgency, any issues are stuck now, then we cannot have that. That's why.
That's the- So always we do have the recordings. Like if you miss something, so we have recording in either ways, right? For the working days and for the weekdays as well. But why I'm preferring weekdays? Because you will be relaxed in the relaxed zone, right? If you will be not tired, right? When you are in learning, so you'll be in a fresh mind, right? Saturday morning, like proper sleep, everything is there. Sunday morning will be relaxed zone. So your mind is relaxed, right? And your mind will be relaxed. But doing all office working day whole day and then coming home and then again sitting for learning, so it's quite difficult. And anyways, you have the job, right? So you have the 2 hours daily you need to spend for the
No,
practice as
but
well.
Saturday is also working. We are working with any BFS. Saturday is also working.
So that's something which is the rare scenario. But generally in IT, right, we do have the 5 days of work.
Yeah, definitely we do have 5 days work, but like in Indian banks, they don't have work. They are working like a 6 days. Alternate Saturdays they are working.
So think of and let me know. You can